Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and welcome to my action camera. Alright, so the reason I have you guys on my action camera today is because I want to take a look at my Scream Factory collection behind me. So everything behind me is my entire Scream Factory collection, excluding the 4K titles. I do want to do a separate 4K collection tour here in the coming weeks. We will see how long it takes me to get that one out. I did my standard horror Blu-rays 4 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know. It feels like forever ago. And I've just been meaning to do more collection tours. So today, that's what we're doing. We're going to take a look at my entire Scream Factory Blu-ray and DVD collection. Again, you'll see the Scream Factory 4Ks in my 4K tour, unless I change my mind midway through this, but I think that's what I'm going to do with that. So I'm actually going to flip this around and start going here shelf by shelf just to show you guys what it is that we're looking at. So keep in mind, this is in my basement. This is a dusty place. You're going to see probably dust and cobwebs, things like that. I apologize. It is what it is. And like I say, with every single collection tour that I do, no, I have not watched 100% of the movies behind me. With Scream Factory, frankly, I've watched a decent amount, but not nearly as many as a lot of you would like. So with that said, let's get into my complete tour here. But before we do, if you have a quick second, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my complete DVD and Blu-ray Scream Factory collection tour. Alright, so bear with me on the lighting. Obviously not my normal setup, and I'm doing things kind of weirdly today, so I apologize for the weird lighting. But anyway, first up here on the top is actually nothing Scream Factory related. Well, sort of, kind of. My Bloody Valentine is in the Scream Factory collection here. But anyway, this is Super Horror Brothers pin from Pixel Elixir, and this thing is so cool! I love this. Obviously a Mario Brothers inspired pin, but with My Bloody Valentine. I love this so much. But anyway, I'm going to set that over here with my Criterion movies, which yes, I will do a Criterion collection tour soon as well. Another one. I've done all these tours, but it was back in like 2020, and so things have obviously changed since then. But anyway, we'll start off here. We have the Critters collection up top, which has Critters 1 through 4 in it. And then the Omen collection with 1 through 4 along with the remake. I do have to point out though, unfortunately, one day my mom was here helping us out and she ended up knocking this shelf, not completely over, but she hit it and it like knocked some things down. This got the worst of it. You can see on the top here. This is just messed up. So I do have to get a replacement for that. A little bit disappointing, but hey, it is what it is. I just wanted to point that out. So anyway, that's the Omen collection. And then the other collection I have, I will actually put up top here and hope nothing falls. It's the Fly collection. Not that you can see that because of the glare, so I'll put it here. So this Fly collection is really cool because it's 5 films, and it has like the original 3 movies. So The Fly, Return of the Fly, and Curse of the Fly, along with the Jeff Goldblum Fly and the sequel, The Fly 2, which I've actually never even seen. So I need to pop that guy open and start watching through those. But yeah, that is my Fly collection. All right, so next to the Fly, I have all of my DVDs. And honestly, I got a lot of these from the Dollar Tree, so I've not watched a ton. But we'll go through these quickly here. We have Camp Coldbrook. Hopefully you guys can see these covers. Baba Yaga with a really cool slipcover. The Cured. The Devil's Dolls. Elizabeth Harvest. Feral. Ghost Stories. Let's Scare Julie. I Am Fear. Itsy Bitsy, Jackals, Piranha with this awesome lenticular, if you can, I don't know if it'll make out or not on the camera, but this really cool lenticular. And this one is actually Shout Factory, and some of these admittedly are Shout Factory, but if it's Shout Factory horror, I'm okay with sticking in this part of the collection. Rust Creek, Sputnik, Tank 432, Wildling, The Wind Demons of the Prairie. What a ridiculous title on that one. And then Witches in the Woods. And you can see a lot of these are actually IFC Midnight. And that's most of those are the ones I got from the Dollar Tree. But yeah, those are most of the standard DVDs. And now we have some collections here, which again, Technically, some of these are shout, but hey, they count for me, so I'm going to include them here. This is TV Terrors, The Initiation of Sarah, and Are You in the House Alone? Death Sport and Battle Truck, a Roger Corman double feature. Here's a 4-movie action pack of Cyclone, Alienator, Exterminator 2, and Eye of the Tiger. Another 4-movie cult pack of Invasion of the Bee-Girls, The Devil's Eight, Unholy Rollers, and Vicious Lips. All-Night Horror Marathon Volume 1, which has What's the Matter with Helen, The Vagrant, The Outing, and The Godsend. And then Volume 2, which has The Dungeon Master, Cellar Dweller, which is that one's Contamination 7, and Catacombs. And then we have a Sci-Fi Marathon, Arena, Eliminators, America 3000, and The Time Guardians. And then the triple pack of the Slumber Party Massacre Collection. And this is my newest one to the collection. This is 8 films. I'm not going to read them all off. You can see them on the cover. Some of them are duplicates, but some of them are not, so that's the reason I grabbed it. All right, so that's all the DVDs. Now let's move down to the Blu-rays. All right, so we start off with another few double packs here. The first one is Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours. Then we have The Food of the Gods and Frogs. Ghost House and Witchery. Murders in the Rue Morgue and The Dunwich Horror. Terror Vision and The Video Dead. And now we're going to go alphabetically here through the rest of these. So we start off with the Amityville Horror Trilogy, which has the first 3 Amityville horror films. I do own the others on the Vinegar Syndrome collection. Then we have Assault on Precinct 13, the John Carpenter classic. That movie is amazing. Babadook, excuse me. And this is another great horror film, super creepy. I only saw that one once. I need to check it out again. And then Backcountry, which honestly was a little bit disappointing, supposedly based on a true story, but I didn't love that one. Bad Moon, a pretty darn good werewolf movie that I think is a little underrated. The Battery, one I've been meaning to watch forever, and I just have never gotten around to it, is a a zombie film. Then I have the Steelbook for Battle Beyond the Stars, a Star Wars ripoff. And then we have Black Christmas. This one is sealed, but I have seen this movie, and I'm not the biggest fan ever of it, but I do enjoy it for what it is. Blood-Sucking Bastards. Body Bags, which is awesome. This is an anthology film that I just watched like 2 years ago maybe, and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. It even has Mark Hamill in it, which is really cool. He's in one of the anthologies, or one of the short films, but it's Tobe Hooper and John Carpenter, and it's really cool. And then we have The Burning, another slasher film that people love. I don't love it as much as most people, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Candyman, one of my favorites. I just love this movie. It has an exceptional score if you've not seen it, and it's just Chicago in the early 90s. It is dark. It's awesome. I love it. And then the sequel, Candyman Farewell to Flesh. I do have the next 1 or 2, however many more there are, I have on other areas. I think the remake I have on 4K, and then the third Candyman film I have from Vestron Video. Cat People, the remake, of course. Cherry Falls, a fantastic slasher from the 2000s that, until it was released on Scream Factory, nobody appreciated that as much as they should have. It's awesome. Class of 1984. Cobra, this is just a fun, dumb action movie. Frankly, I'm not even sure why it's a Scream Factory release, but hey, I'll take it. Dark Angel with Dolph Lundgren. The Dark Half. Dark Man, a really cool superhero style movie, but done in a dark way. Dark Summer. Dawn of the Dead. I do have this on 4K, so I could get rid of this one. I just haven't yet. Day of the Dead, possibly the most underrated of the Romero zombie films. Love that one. Deadly Blessing. Deadly Eyes. Brand new one to the collection, Deadly Friend. Another double feature here of Deathstalker 1 and 2. The Doctors and the Devils. Dolls. I wish I loved this one, but I don't. It's not a great movie. Drag Me to Hell. One that I've only seen once and I didn't love it. Really need to give that another shot. The Entity. Escape from New York. I really should upgrade this one to 4K. I just haven't yet. Event Horizon, another one that is available on 4K, but not from Scream Factory. Great sci-fi horror, space horror. Evil Speak. Exterminators of the Year 3000. Final Exam. Firestarter. The Fog, a movie that took me 2 times to love. I did not like it the first time through, but I loved it the second time. Such a great movie. Not sure what I was thinking the first time. From Beyond, a really good like body horror movie. Super gross and awesome. The Fun House, one of my first from Scream Factory. Still haven't watched it. The Funhouse Massacre. The Garbage Pail Kids movie. Probably the worst in my collection in terms of my Scream Factory collection. This is just not good at all. Ghost Story, based on the Peter Straub novel, which I absolutely love the novel. Ginger Snaps, a werewolf film that everybody loves. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Gravy, I like this movie a lot. Check this one out if you haven't seen it. It's one of their lesser releases, so not a lot of people talk about it, but it's actually really, really good. One of my many copies of Halloween 2, but again, one of my first ever Scream Factory things I bought because it was one of their first releases, so I had to keep it in the collection. And then I did upgrade to the Steelbook because, I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't I? And then Halloween 3, another of their original releases. I did upgrade this one to 4K recently, but I'll probably hold on to that just because it's one of their early ones. The Harvest. Hellhole. Hellions. House of Wax, one of the most underrated remakes of that era. Love this movie. So much better than the original, and I don't care who knows it. Here is the Human Centipede, the complete sequence, so all 3 films of that ridiculous trilogy. I've only seen the first one and didn't love it. The Incredible Melting Man. In the Mouth of Madness, just wonderful. One of my favorites that I watched in my 13 days of Halloween last year. So good. And then the last one on this shelf is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, another classic. Such a great film. I just realized that I'm showing you like the miscellaneous portion of my basement as well. Apologies for that. Like I said, it's my basement. Things like that are just down here. Anyway, next up is Jack's Back with James Spader, one of the greats out there in terms of an actor. Lake Placid. Land of the Dead, another one I thoroughly enjoy, and I know it gets a lot of hate. The Larry Fessenden Collection. I don't know exactly which ones are on here. Let's just pull up the back so you guys can see. We have No Telling, Wendigo, Habit, and The Last Winter. Life Force. Lords of Illusions. These Clive Barker films, we actually did a whole podcast on, but the podcast got lost. It didn't record for some reason. So unfortunately, that podcast is now just gone to the ether. But we did talk about these in length. It's just been a very long time. I need to revisit this. Mad Max, again, not a favorite of mine, but happy to have it for like the $10 I paid. Manhunter, really good one. Monkey Shines. Motel Hell. Another double pack here. We have Munchies and Munchies. Munchie and Munchies. And then the Steelbook edition of My Bloody Valentine. Again, it is just beautiful. I do own that on standard Blu-ray as well, so I showed it in that collection as well. The Nest. Nightbreed, another Clive Barker one. Night of the Comet, really great movie. Night of the Demons. Actually, this is the one I really like. I always mix those two up for some reason. I don't think I've seen Night of the Comet, but Night of the Demons is really fun. Ninja 3, The Domination, a wonderful bad movie. It is so fun. It's a great fun flick if you're into that type of thing. Nosferatu, the Vampire. Orca, the Killer Whale. Over Your Dead Body. The People Under the Stairs. I still need to watch this. This one just came out on 4K, but I'm not going to upgrade until I watch it to see if I love it. Phantom of the Paradise. Piranha 2, The Spawning. I always mess this up. The Poughkeepsie Tapes. I started this one, and it was just so messed up. It involved children being attacked. I had to turn it off. I will revisit it. I wasn't in the right state of mind then. Prison. Psycho 2, great film. Pumpkinhead, another really good one with just some awesome creature effects. I could say the same thing for Pumpkinhead 2, though not as good as the original. Pyewacket, I thoroughly enjoyed. This was a Dollar Tree find, and it was so good. I just thought it was creepy. I really liked it. Cue the Winged Serpent, probably my second least favorite in my collection. Return of the Living Dead. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I know that's probably sacrilege, but hey, it is what it is. It's all right. Robot Jox, on the other hand, is fantastic. A action film from 1990 that is so over the top and absurd. It's just, you got to see it. It's excellent. We have another double pack here of Scanners 2 and Scanners 3. And then the last one on this row is Screaming Skull. All right, so we're on to the last row now. The bottom two are empty because I was moving things around recently, and I'm going to move some of my Criterion movies over there. I just haven't done it yet, so let's keep going here. We have The Sentinel, The Serpent and the Rainbow, Session 9, one of the first films that I would have considered like underrated back in the day. One that was a hidden gem, if you will. Like, when I first heard of it, it was always touted as one of those movies that no one knew about, no one talked about. And so I rented it on DVD and fell in love with it. Such a creepy, atmospheric, kind of mystery. These people are going to this abandoned asylum to clean it up, and weird things start happening. But yeah, great movie. A lot of people know that one now, obviously, but yeah. Shocker. Then we have the Sleepaway Camp movies, 1, 2, and 3. And if I'm not mistaken, 2 and 3 are actually worth quite a lot. Mine both are still sealed with the slipcover. I think they would go for a pretty penny if I decided to sell them. Sleepaway Camp is also, but I think this one is a little more readily available. I like this movie a lot. This one is still sealed, but I have seen it, and I really like Sleepaway Camp. And then I do have Slumber Party Massacre on Blu-ray, along with that DVD triple feature. Someone's Watching Me. This was actually really good. I watched this one during my 13 days of Halloween last year also, and I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Definitely made for TV, but still good for what it is. Sonny Boy with David Carradine. Squirm. Another Carpenter film. Starman. One of my all-time favorite films, The Strangers. I even love the sequel. I know not a lot of people do, but oh, I loved it. I thought it was so cool. Supernova. Swamp Thing, Tales from the Crypt, Bordella of Blood. And then Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I liked these all right, but I didn't love them. I don't know. I need to give them another shot. I think I liked Demon Knight better than Bordella of Blood, but yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of either. And then this, I believe, is their first release, along with Halloween 2 and 3, Terror Train. So I guess technically this would be their third release, I think, but I don't remember the exact release dates, of course. But Terror Train is another early one. And then we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I did not upgrade this one yet to 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, but I have been contemplating it. And then we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Next Generation. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, another one I don't love, but I'm happy to have it in the collection either way. And then we have one of my many copies of The Thing, one of my all-time favorite films, so I just hold on to all my versions of it. Valentine, another really fun 2000s slasher film. Not a fantastic movie by any stretch, but it's nostalgic for me, so I enjoy it. John Carpenter's Vampires. This one I wish I would have liked more. Another one from my 13 Days of Halloween last year. It's good, but I don't know. It's not great. I'll leave it there, I guess. Then we have The Vampire Lovers. Village of the Damned, another one I watched last year. If you want my full thoughts, check out that 13 Days of Halloween video for a lot of these, but I really enjoyed this one. Again, not a favorite, but I like it for what it is. Then we have both Vincent Price collections. For some reason, they're out of order. This is number 2 and number 1. And I believe one of these is, like, both of these are the original releases, and one of those is worth quite a lot. I forget which one they redid. I want to say it's the first one, where they redid it and re-released it, and it's not worth as much for the re-release, but the original is. Again, I'm not selling, just thought I'd point it out. And then we have Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis. And then last but not least, Zombie Fight Club. All right, so that was my entire Blu-ray and DVD Scream Factory collection. hopefully you guys were able to make out those covers. I know the lighting was kind of funky for today, but hopefully you're able to see everything. But like I said, I do have a bunch on 4K, of course, but I will talk about those when I do my 4K collection tour. But let me know down in the comments below, which of these Scream Factory titles do I need to put at the top of my list that I have not yet watched? I would love any recommendations on this and anything else down below. And let me know what collection tour you would like to see next. I want to do Criterion Collection soon. So maybe I'll do that over here on this other side, which you can't even see. That is Blu-ray, Blu-ray series, TV series on Blu-ray is what I'm trying to say. And then I have DVD right next to it. So let me know which collection tour you guys want to see next. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media. Books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga, records. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you, now that you can see my bathroom over there, let me close that door. Ah! Now I'm dropping stuff. Anyway, I just need to stop this video. I'll catch you guys next time.